All right, here's our last example for this lesson. We're talking about Cameron. He pays 95 cents per song with his current music service. It's expensive. A new music download service charges 89 cents per song, so that's cheaper, which is great. But they have a $12 joining fee. Should Cameron switch to the new service? So we want to see how these two compare. At what point do they cost the same? So we're going to set up an equation. We're going to figure out when the current music plan, his current plan, when does that equal the new plan? And let's set this up as an equation. So what does it cost him for the current plan? 95 cents per song, and that's it. We don't know how many songs, so that's going to be what our variable represents. One thing that's probably a good habit to get into, and I need to make sure I start doing this in the videos, is when you use the variable, why don't we define it? What is X representing? Because it's going to represent the number of songs. So now anytime we use an X in this equation, we'll know what we're talking about. X is representing our number of songs. So his current plan is 95 cents per song. So that's 0.95 times every song that he purchases. So 95.95x. And that's it. That's all he has to pay for that plan. When is that going to equal? Because right now that is the cheaper plan because you don't have that $12 joining fee. Well, the new plan costs 89 cents per song. So 0.89 times every song that he purchases. But he has to add in a one-time joining fee of $12. So you have that extra $12. Okay, we have an equation. Let's solve for X. When we find X, that will give us the number of songs it takes for these two plans to cost the same. There's an equal sign in between. So to solve this, we'll get our variables to the same side. So let's subtract that 0.89x from both sides. That's going to give us a 0.06x equals carry down the 12. And then we will just solve for x by dividing both sides by that 0.06. Let's make sure we don't get lost in all these zeros. All right, so 12 divided by 0.06 is 200. So what does that mean? We got x equals 200. X represents our number of songs, and we had an equal sign. So, excuse me, what that means is the plans cost the same at 200 songs. So how much music does Cameron listen to? If he listens to 100 songs and that's about it, his current plan is cheaper. Anything less than 200 songs, his current plan is cheaper. But as soon as he's just an avid music listener and he listens to music from all the decades and he just loves music, and 200 songs is a small number for him. Let's say he wants 300, 400 songs. One, that's going to be really expensive, so I'm glad it doesn't work that way anymore. But at some point, when he has enough songs, more than 200, then the new plan is going to be cheaper. So should he switch to the new service? It depends on how many songs he wants. If he wants more than 200 songs, he should switch. Here's my hard to write on an iPad writing, so sorry about that. All right, there you go. Cameron knows what to do. Does he listen to a lot of music or not a lot of music? That will tell him what plan to go with.